Hi everyone, it's time for another tutorial. I want to apologize for the break between videos. I am just now getting my voice back where you could actually hear me in this video. So today is going to be about the division strategy we use here in the 4th grade, and it is called the division area model. In this video, I'm going to explain why it's called the area model and show you a couple ways a student could solve the same problem. So, we know from our multiplication area model that the formula for area is length times width. So we kind of use a similar, we use that same concept when doing the division area model. However, it is set up a little bit different. I like to draw a nice big rectangle, and let's say that we are doing 167 divided by 4. And we're going to say that that equals M for Miss Melton Math. Alright, so the whole reason why we use the same strategy that has the same name, sorry, I'm trying to get this to focus, is because we use a student's math facts to help them solve division. Really hoping that this would focus for y'all. There we are. So, by doing 167 divided by 4, we're really seeing as well 4 times what equals 167. And now we might know, as parents or other people or mathematicians watching this, that M might not be a perfect number, and that's totally fine. We'll talk about that as well. But we're using the inverse operation or the opposite operation from division to help us divide. So instead of knowing what my length and my width are to find the area, it's almost like I already know the area and I know my length. I just need to go find my width. If that's kind of a little bit too, I understand that it's a little bit, can almost be more to explain than just me saying it like this. We're trying to figure out 4 times what is going to equal this 167. Now, we know that division is repeated subtraction. So what I'm really trying to do is subtract 4 from 167 as many times as I can to make it get down to 0 or as close to 0 as possible. Now, there's a couple ways to do it. I'm going to start with how I show my beginner students who need a little bit more support with division. So if that's the case and we know we're doing 4, we need to take some time and create a 4 T-chart. A T-chart is basically my math facts written out in a organizer so that I can find them easier. So I know 4 times 1, 2, and they just kind of go all the way down to 12. 12 is kind of just that typical stopping place for your math facts. It's kind of hard to do your math facts when you're talking at the same time, which kind of sounds like something I've said in class before. Me learning that firsthand. Okay, there are my math facts. That's going to help me later. The other strategy trick I have them do is I tell them to cover up all the digits except for the one in the largest place value. Now, this is a 3-digit number. It goes up to the hundreds place. I'm going to cover that up and just think about this number 1. Can I subtract the number 4 from the number 1? Well, no, I can't. So I'm going to expose the next number, 16. Can I subtract 4 from 16? Yes, I can. I know I can because it is greater than 4. Not only that, I'm getting that little mathematician alarm in my head. This is also a math fact. 16 divided by 4, I can look over in my math facts. I see that 16 is a multiple of 4 right here. So I can subtract the number 4 from 16 4 times, and still kind of keeping that covered. And 4 times 4 equals 16. Now that I uncover that, I realize, oh, this is actually in the hundreds and the tens place, and I need to bump it up. Bump it up times 10, or move it up a place value. But 4 times 4 is not 160. I must bump this one up as well. Boom. Now, like I said, division is repeated subtraction. So then I'm going to subtract those two numbers, and I have 7 left. 7 minus 4. I know I can do that. However, can I subtract 4 from 7 more than one time? Well, I know 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. I cannot subtract 8 from 7, but I can subtract that 4. 4 times 1 gave me that 4. I subtract that, and I have 3 left over. I cannot subtract 4 from 3. 3 is my remainder. Oh, I hope I can fit this. And then I need to add these numbers along the top. These are my partial quotients, equals 41. So 167 divided by 4 equals 41. Remainder 3. Now, I said that I would show another way a student might solve this exact same equation still using an area model. That's going to be like this. Oh, I wish I didn't erase my T-chart, but it'll be okay. Say that this is a lot. I mean, it is a lot. You're not just saying that. It is a lot. But I do know my math facts, and I know that 4 times 12 is 48. If that's the first step I want to do, that is completely fine. I'm just going to have to do that, maybe a couple times until I get down to a number that's a little bit more doable for me. Kind of see I'm just still going, which is totally fine, again, but they must keep track of their partial quotients along the top. And now I'm here at 23. I know that 4 times 5 is 20. That leaves me with that remainder of 3. 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 5. I would expect them to write that out over on the side, or maybe even recognize 12 times 3 is 36 plus 5 more. And they still get that 41 remainder 3. Now that way works. They may even start with something like just 4 times 10 and doing that repeated subtraction. That's totally fine as well. Now I want to show you a larger number just to kind of give you a better example of what this looks like in the 4th grade. We'll do divided by 7 equals, and for math, let's keep going with that. I have my area model. I write my dividend in the top left corner. This is kind of me keeping track of how much I have to subtract. So when we use it in a word problem, it kind of makes these numbers mean a lot more too. I'm going to use that same strategy where I have 7, so I need my 7 facts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. Students, if you're watching this and you're realizing that Miss Melton is just out here with her math facts and you cannot recall your math facts as quickly, you need to practice your math facts. I said it once, I'm going to say it again. You need to practice your math facts. Okay. This is why we bug y'all, because we want you to understand this more difficult math easier. So I have 2,618. Obviously, that's not a multiple. However, you can even recognize that all these math facts can be bumped up times 10. So I could get 70 and 140 and 210 and use those much larger numbers. Like 210, now we're talking with this 2,000, okay? So I'm going to actually use that math fact. Covering up, I have 26. I know that 7 times 3 is 21. And I'm in the thousands and the hundreds place, so I know I need to bump this up twice. Since this gets bumped up twice, so does my partial quotient here on the top. Now I'm only left with 518 to divide. That is a great first step. Now I have 51. I'm looking over here on my math facts. Ooh, I see 49, which could easily be 490. I know that 7 times 7 is 49. Bump it up, just once this time. Do my subtraction. 49, 50, 51. Not me counting on my fingers. Okay, 28. Oh my goodness, look at that. 7 times 4 equals 28. I subtract that, I get 0. That means I have no remainder. I just randomly picked something that was perfectly divisible. That was crazy. And my answer is 374. Another thing, if you really want to go above and beyond, take your answer and put it in the opposite operation. Now that we know that 7 times 374 should equal our dividend, let's check it out. And we can do standard algorithm multiplication for a one-digit number. 7 times 4, there's that 28 again. 7 times 7, 49, 50, 51. 7 times 3 is 21, plus those 5, plus that 5. And now I even checked my answer. All right, I hope that this makes dividing at home a lot easier and that you have a really good tutorial to help you practice. What I would do, friends who might still be struggling with division, is to just find random numbers. Right here I have the time is 3:11. And maybe my worst math facts are my 8s, so I should probably go and practice those. I'll start off with my 8 math facts and do my division. And now I'm practicing and I'm preparing myself for class, for homework, for my quick checks, for my test, for my math test, for my STAR, for life. So this doesn't hurt to practice, and I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching.